Welcome back, all you freaks, outcasts, and weirdos, to another video on my channel. This episode, I wanted to go ahead and touch on a comment that I received a comment a few videos back about me quoting Fallout New Vegas in specifically the context of gun ownership being available to all in the post-currency era. Because in a quote-unquote collapse, as I was suggesting in that video, with a collapse, everybody should be protected, but you cannot guarantee protection for everyone all of the time. But they themselves can, so long as they have the tools necessary. Okay? That's the preface of all of that comment. Okay? This video is more so just a touch on that topic. This video is going to be about the romanticizing of the end of the world, and for one, why we do it, and two, why we should stop. It's kind of hindering us. I'll get on that here in a minute. But it's hindering us, and we really need to stop romanticizing the idea of the end of the world. We need to divert from this path and instead seek progress instead of collapse. Now, with that premise out of the way, I want to go ahead and get into these notes that I went ahead and I found out I'm a lot faster at texting than I am at writing. So that's why they are now on my phone. Also, broken hand don't help. So, the apocalypse as a mirror of dissatisfaction. This is the main reason we see a lot of post-apocalyptic medium. Okay? We romanticize the end of the world because, in many ways, we are already deeply dissatisfied with this one. If we already don't like this world, why are we just making art about it instead of doing something about it? The art is what shows our society's true emotions towards topics that we normally don't discuss in just public view, so to speak. Apocalyptic settings allow us to wipe the slate clean. They represent a subconscious yearning to escape the relentless pressure of modern society. AKA, what I mean is jobs we hate, systems that exploit, and a sense of alienation. See, I like to make this joke every now and again about how we're always worried about an alien invasion, whereas we've already alienated ourselves from each other. Like, that quote-unquote alien invasion has already happened. Only we are said aliens, we're just alienating each other. Yeah, make sense. A longing for simplicity and meaning. This one sort of stems into the zombie apocalypse, so to speak. Because this is where you get a lot of your just bare bones survival. That's it. Hunt, kill, eat, whatever. It just survive. That's it. That's sure just about every end of the world scenario. But some of them you can't live through, and some of them are just a matter of get those things out of here, as in the alien invasion, as we constantly make movies and video games about. Apocalyptic narratives strip life down to its essentials: survival, community, and meaning. These stories resonate emotionally because they remove distractions and put human connection at the center again. People aren't worried about taxes or email. They're just trying to live and help one another. This is why I quote these things. Because in Freeside, if you played Fallout New Vegas, in Freeside you will notice that that is one of the most peaceful places in that game. Sure, there's a little bit of crime, but it's about as close to the pre-war era as you're gonna get when it comes to a basic ghetto. I mean, yeah, sure, it's scary, but not. I mean, they're not inherently deadly. It's better than being out in the middle of nowhere, right? There is a sense of community there. That's why I referenced it, right? The last point I wanted to make as to why we romanticize it is it's a subtle call to radical change. That's what it is. It is the most simplest way to call it out and ask for it, basically. By portraying the end of the world, we're often actually critiquing this one: climate collapse, economic inequality, and authoritarianism. These stories scream, look where we're headed. The apocalypse becomes a canvas for our warnings, fears, and imagined alternatives. This is why we use this medium so regularly, because it is an issue in our society. We know it's an issue. We know these problems exist, but we still continue to not really do anything about it. No, instead we're all just kind of waiting for the end, right? Just waiting for that inevitable end. Right? Wrong. There's a better way. We can divert from this, But how? Simple. By reimagining utopias instead of ruins. I'm sorry, I want to see more movies about a future society, not a collapsed one. I want more movies about a future, not an end. I want more songs about how we can, move forward. Not what's dragging us back. We need more answers, not questions. We need to start coming up with solutions to change these. not more problems. It's harder, but more urgent to imagine a better world that doesn't require collapse. Artists and philosophers should challenge themselves to envision peaceful evolution instead of destructive reset. Simple. Now, that's not the only thing to do, obviously, because that's not going to change nothing, right? Just change your way of thinking, right? No, it's not that simple. You got to do it every day. You got to think about it consciously. You got to make that conscious decision to not be part of that system. The system you hate the most, don't be part of it. Choose not to be. Make your decision. Just because businesses flourish on currency doesn't mean we can't have community grown gardens to feed whole communities. Communities banding together for a collective free water purification instead of having to spend money on it. I've never heard of a neighborhood having their own water purification system for just them that they built by themselves and they get free water out of it. I mean, at least not here in the US. If it's happened other places, it's probably because the land was not owned by the government. Still makes no sense to me why the government has to own all this land. When they sell the land, they sell that land. That's not yours anymore. It should belong to the person or the people of which you sold it to. Because technically, government's also kind of a business in that sense. They own all land. There is no free land. There is no free land. But in the end of the world, there would be. We need to change it instead of causing the end of the world. We need to redirect the government's hold on private-owned property, and we need to give that back to the people. That's what we really, really need to work on. By facing reality and not escaping it is the biggest thing we really need to work on. Too many people are trying to escape reality. Not enough people want to make it better instead. They just want to leave. And they want to leave because it sucks. Yeah, the world sucks. America sucks. Britain, Canada, everywhere sucks. Everywhere sucks. There is not one good place in the world. One genuine, guaranteed, good, free place. Because nowhere is free land. There is no free land. Freedom currently, as it stands, I would argue, does not exist. In fact, true freedom never will. You have true free will, but that doesn't mean you have true freedom. True free will simply means that you have the ability to do what you want, when you want, whenever, all of the time. Freedom means that, but no repercussion. But the reason we don't have that is because of human emotion always getting in the way. But we need to start facing our current reality. It sucks. Let's change that. Your life sucks. My life sucks. We all suck. Let's change it. And the last point I want to make here was the third way you can actually start sort of diverging from that path and start moving forward with yourself. Even if the society doesn't change, you can. You can do it on your own, even if society doesn't. Even if they don't want to, we can. Because we have that free will. And we can use that free will to gain access to the true freedom of which we are allowed. But again, crime runs rampant and no world is perfect. There is no end-all, do-all solution. There never will be. I'm just trying to get rid of that constant 9-to-5 slavery, along with getting personal and private properties back in the hands of the people, while also looking to protect our people from a tyrannical government or another tyranny that could fall on us if we do decide to go the path of no currency. See, I see no value. I see no difference in value. None. This job, that job. Because if all of it helps, then all of it's equal. It's either it helps or it doesn't help. And we need to stop making things that don't help. We need to realign. Change our own circumstances. And start creating the world that we want to see. Because I'm tired of all of you just sitting around saying, hey, you know what? The world sucks, but I'll leave it. I'm tired of people waking up and being like, good morning. Is it though? I do that enough for the entire population of the human race. I'm sorry, but I do that enough. Y'all need to stop your fucking bitching. I don't bitch enough for myself, and yet I'm doing it more for everybody. Everybody else is complaining way too much. Shut the hell up and start acting on it instead. See. Sorry. Not trying to get a brand deal just yet. Especially because what I'm drinking is not what this bottle actually says it is. I am drinking water and some like Crystal Light packets and stuff in it. Just trying to get my H2O up, you know? But we need to focus on caring about our immediate community and making the change there. Create a utopia don't destroy a society. Because a society is us as a whole. I don't want to ruin society. Society has gotten us this far, so far. So, let's keep going and make it fucking better. We can do this. Start small. Start small. Work every day on your goal to make your community as good as you want it to be. If your community sucks and you want it changed, do something. Don't complain. And I'm not even talking about voting either. I'm saying get your ass up and start doing shit. I apologize for coming off very heated, very aggressive and whatnot. But this is very dear to me. I grew up learning how to make everything. I taught myself how to blacksmith, how to woodwork, how to mason. I taught myself what I know about automotives with some help from a friend who knows a lot, and I mean a lot, about it. I'm not going to claim to be the best at everything, but at least I know that when it matters, I can contribute and I can help make something better instead of complaining about how bad it is. Get up, find you a skill, make you a skill, and use it to better yourself, your family, your friends, and everyone. Everyone. Because we are all equal. We're all human. I want to live in a world that is not constantly beating people down for their beliefs or their monetary gain or their own thought processes, for God's sakes. I want to live in a world where we can see people who they are as they are instead of how we think they are. Because up here and out here do not correspond. They don't. Many people, for many years, people have said, yes, they do. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. You can speak words into existence. No, the fuck you can't. However, what you can do is you can make yourself believe in yourself and then put the work in, and then it will be done. That's all that it takes. I apologize for this being a bit of a long one. I know I sort of jumped onto a few tangents. I apologize. But, as always, my name is Gambit Scorch, and all of you have been absolutely fucking wonderful. And I will see all of you in the next one. Bye-bye.